Well, it's another Canuary episode. And all month, 15 channels are each making 2 videos so you can have a new water bath or pressure canning video all month long. And this is the brainchild of Lisa at Sutton's Days. I have down below a list of all the participating channels and Lisa's playlist for Canuary. I really encourage you to check out each one, and this will give you inspiration for filling up your pantry this January. Now, we're going to do another recipe from Pressure Canning for Beginners and Beyond. Another simple recipe. Let me get it here. It's called hot and sour chicken. And it really has very few ingredients. And really your only prep time again is dicing up your chicken into chunks. I mean, again, it is a fast recipe that you can easily make a night when you come home from work or when you only have a little time on the weekend. It really goes quick. The longest time is dicing up your chicken and of course the processing time itself. But at the end of this video, I'll show you how I make this dish when I open a jar, and I think you also will want to make some hot and sour chicken. You want to make sure you have your rim nice and lubricated. You don't ever want to be in that position where you can't get the lid off. And people have asked me what I use, and I'm actually just using some Vaseline type product. Then you want to put in your base, your water. I put in about half. And then I put in a little white vinegar. And then I put in the remaining. I add vinegar. You do not have to if you don't live on a well or have a problem with hard water. It's just fine. Your city tap water is great in your canner. You don't have to worry. But I do live on a well, so I have to add vinegar or else I have cloudy jars. Doesn't affect taste or anything, just the aesthetic appearance of the jar. And we want to turn on our burner. About medium high, and then we're going to be putting in our jars so they can get nice and warm for when we're going to fill them. So all 6 jars are in the canner and they're going to be heating while we make up the recipe. Simple ingredients for this recipe: we have 4 pounds of chicken. This happens to be chicken breast because it was on special, boneless breast, but you can use boneless thighs too, whatever chicken meat you have. And you want them in approximately an inch chunk. And then we're going to use 2 cups of our rice vinegar and 2 cups of our soy sauce. I should have used low sodium soy sauce because this ended up being probably too salty. Got that right here. And we're going to want a 1/2 cup of our chili garlic sauce. This stuff is so good. So we have 4 teaspoons of ground ginger, 4 teaspoons of brown sugar, and 2 teaspoons of onion powder. And that's all there is. Isn't that simple? If you like your hot and sour more sweet than sour, then add more brown sugar. Now we're going to pour in our rice vinegar and our soy sauce. Put in our spices and our brown sugar and our chili garlic sauce. Try to get it all out. Now we're just going to mix this up and we're going to bring it to boiling. Now we want to gently boil this for 5 minutes. It's now time to add our meat. take some off this plate or it'll splash all over. It in. We're just going to want to mix it in. And then we're going to bring it up to that soft boil again and time it for another 5 minutes. So you want to get about equal amounts of meat in each jar. You can use the slotted spoon technique or this for a little bit more. We'll be back when we have them equal. Okay, we have them equal. Well, as equal as I can get it. Now it's time to put on the liquid. We're just going to fill our jars and we'll be back when that's done. Now we're debubbling. Making sure there's no air pockets. And you're going to do that to each one. Okay, you've debubbled and now you're just going to wipe the rims of the jars. You want to make sure there isn't any of that sticky fluid on top that we put in the jar. We always have to do this to pay attention, because really, who wants to have a jar not seal? Okay, now we're putting on our lids. And we're just finger tightening. Get these all tightened. We're going to put them in our canner. Okay, they're ready to go in our canner. Just going to put all 6 jars in our canner. And then we'll let the magic begin. And here's the last one. Make room. There we go. Now again, always check your vent hole. I have this handy dandy paper clip and I just can see it all the way through. I know it's fine, but you never want a blocked vent. And I always screw on the opposing screws that way. Get kind of equal pressure on either side. So now we're waiting for our steam to come out. So we have nice steam coming out here. So we're going to time it for 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes and now I'm putting on our weight. But you need to put on, I'm putting it on 10, but you need to put on the weight for your altitude. So we're going to wait until this starts jiggling and this gets to the 10 mark. Okay, as soon as jiggling, it's up to 10 pounds of pressure. I'm now going to can it for 75 minutes because it's pints. If you did quarts, do it for 90 minutes. Okay, 75 minutes are up. Turning the burner off, and we're going to wait until this gets down to 0. So it's down below 0. We have no more jiggling. So I'm going to turn my burner off. And then we're going to take off our lid. Take off this. Let that little bit yet come out. And now open. And I'm going to wait 5 minutes before I take the jars out. There they are, all 6 jars sealed. Now before storing, I always take off the ring. And then we got to label it so it's hot. Sour chicken, and I am making this in December, but you're watching it in January. Now you want to wash your jars and then dry them off and they're ready to sit beautifully on your pantry. Okay, so we want to open our jar. Nice sound of the seal. Now we're going to separate the liquid from the contents. Okay. Oh, must be time to feed the cats. Do you hear Cherry? Okay. Now you can add arrowroot, or in this case I'm doing cornstarch, maybe about a teaspoon, maybe and a half. Mix that up. It's going to make a nice slurry. And this way it'll thicken up a bit when we're making the dinner. So this is just some frozen stir-fried vegetables I'm quick making up. I'm going to put in the meat. Just a little juice left here. Put in our slurry. Now we're just going to mix this up, bring it to a boil, and simmer it for maybe about 7 minutes. We want to make sure everything is heated through. Doesn't that look pretty? Be back. Now it's thickened up quite a bit, and now it's time to dish it up. And there we go. Just a little more. And I want some of that nice sauce. That's pretty good. Now time for the taste test. So doesn't that look good? Looks hot too. Let's get a nice bite. We got some meat there, a little veggies, a little rice. Melt in your mouth. You can taste the little bit of the rice vinegar. It is on the salty side, which I like. Oh, this is just so good. And so fast. You gotta try it. Hot and sour chicken. Okay, just an update. My husband didn't really like it. He thought it was a little too salty, which is amazing for him to say, and a little sour. He didn't like that rice vinegar taste. So when I make it again, I'm going to add some more brown sugar while I'm cooking it and a little water to dilute the sauce, and I'm sure he'll like it just fine. Well, how simple was that, right? You got a meal on the table, a meal that's going to stick to your ribs, and you made it really quick by opening a jar, having some rice, and some frozen vegetables. I mean, easy peasy, right? Well, I hope you're enjoying all of these Canuary videos and getting inspired. I know I am. I'm going to be busy in the kitchen in the rest of this month and in February making up a lot of these fabulous canning recipes. And I really want to thank my fellow contributors and Lisa for having this wonderful Canuary collaboration. So anyway, don't just watch videos, get in your kitchen and start stocking your pantry. As always, this is Prepper Potpourri saying, please subscribe, share the knowledge, thumbs up if you like this video.